Good evening and welcome to another night of action in the Broadcasting Lounge. And tonight we are kicking off a new season of GTE racing here at a very favourite track of mine and favourite track of a lot of the drivers out there. Spa in Belgium, GTEs. I've got Corey and Doug alongside me in the lounge tonight. How are you guys feeling?
I'm good. How are?
Yeah, very good here also there, mate. And yeah, definitely Shano, always a great track to come along to, and it often opens up to some seat clenching moments for drivers and viewers alike.
Not a favourite of mine. I'll just jump out there and say it. Look at the weather though, Shane.
Oh, see you, Corey. It was nice having you here in the lounge. Don't let the door hit you on you, like there.
Quick look at the layout. Quick look at the layout there. The 2D track map doesn't really do it justice. It's the elevation change that really makes it. The absolute guts that it takes to keep it pinned all the way up Eau Rouge when you can't see over the top is just absolutely awesome. And especially on the first lap, which we're going to be getting coming up in a moment, we can just take a quick look at the grid before they get into the formation lap. We've got Stephen McCartan on pole alongside Andy Uden, Sean McNamara and Aaron Goodrick occupying the second row, and then Leith Swinney, Jonathan Turner, Wayne Hartnell, Phil Carpenter rounding out the top 8. And we can go back to the 5th row. Louis Robinson there in 9th. Blake Greenhall rounds out the top 10. Back to James McKenzie, Steve Darren, Dan Nolan, Bill Kilgour, Kristen Jenkins and Dan Turner. And then rolling back to Tom McCall, Matt McDonald and Trent Bennett will round out the grid tonight.
Awesome stuff. 19 cars making up our field. You can ignore the two names of Shane and Corey there on the grid. 19 cars, and once again taking out pole position for tonight, as stated, Stephen McCartan, and bringing along the ever fabled and not so loved, very interesting Ford GT.
Yeah, and he's going to be locked into that choice for the rest of the season as well. So that's a bold call, but he raced it in the last race of last season and still dominated. So I think he's up for the challenge, but he's going to be certainly facing that challenge all season because every driver this season is locked into one car for the whole season. If they make a change after that, then those points are going to be null and void. As we're getting ready for the start now, something's happened to Andy Uden. He's dropped back from the front row, and, well, it's a messy start.
Yeah, I've heard over race comms, Andy Uden having some computer difficulties right there on the start, so unlucky for him, and was also going to point out the drivers that are in the Porsche this season facing currently at the moment a 5 kg weight increase to their car after they appeared to be the most dominating vehicle in the series last season. That could be subject to change depending on the dominance of them in the field, as we see what would be Steve Darren having a big moment, and this is a scene that we often have happen here at Spa on the opening lap. As you said, climbing up Eau Rouge, it's often blind, a couple of cars side by side, and it's resulted in them having a significant moment crashing there. It also looks like Wayne Hartnell, their Team West Racing, has had a big moment. Matt McDonald there, another Ford GT driver, off out in the weeds. There's quite a few cars have jumped to the pits. Steve Darren, Tom McCall, Kristen Jenkins, and now Matty McDonald's. 4 cars out of it on the start there of what should and will be a very exciting 22 minutes of racing here, first heat at Spa.
I just had to do something there. So yellow's been thrown. We've got 5, 6 cars in the pits, so we'll have a reset and go again, eh?
Yeah, I was going to say, as you can see up the top left there, we have got a yellow flag safety car on track. So this is an iRacing safety car, so pits will be closed. Stephen McCartan, our leader, and the rest of the guys behind him won't be able to dive to the pits unless they want to take an end of line penalty. But they will come around, form up behind the safety car, and get going again. It was a messy start. Andy, with that issue, sort of strung things out and created a bit of confusion there, I think. And then they got to Eau Rouge, and yeah, look, we didn't see what happened. We can certainly pick that up in a moment, but obviously a bit of carnage up there.
Yeah, we'll dissect a bit of that. I will endeavour to have a look back for you quickly and see if I can pinpoint what happened there.
So interestingly as well, Stefan was able to open up a big gap. I'm not sure if that was just a result of maybe Aaron backing right off when the yellow was called, but there was about a 10-second gap, I think, by the time Stefan got around to the back of the pace truck there.
Best replay that you're going to have there, my friend, is the data of Steve Darren went off track. And for the folks at home, when the replay transition comes up, use the popsicle sticks to hold them wide open, and you cannot blink. And then another car is collected there, and then another one is collected there, and another one's collected there.
Do we have any lids?
I think if you use your traditional TV3 or 2 cam there, mate, you'll be able to pick up a pretty good shot of that pinballing action. Yep, good camera. Steve losing the tail end, collecting one car into there, which pinballs back across, and it is just disaster stations. 5 cars in the space of 150 metres.
So I think the orange car was Kristen Jenkins, and ultimately it was just Steve running a little bit wide through the right hand up Eau Rouge. Actually, technically the right and left hand is already on. Eau Rouge is just the left-hander at the bottom of the hill. But yeah, running a little bit wide there and getting on the sausage curb at the top and just unsettled the car. It ran wide and lost control. And then Kristen tried to commit to going to the left of him and unfortunately ran out of room as Steve came across into the wall.
Yeah, very unlucky on that one. Just taking a moment while cars are all stacked up behind the safety car there, Shane. A couple of comments from some people tuning in at home and commenting to us via our YouTube channel, which is great to see. Anyone else there out tuned in on the YouTube, not currently a subbed member of the Broadcasting Lounge, make sure you jump on there, do that thing, share it out there amongst your friends. It helps us out immensely. But one there from Pix Production, and he's done probably what I'm guessing is a new livery for Blake Greenhall. Might be able to have a look at him sitting in position 8 there at the moment.
So that looks a little bit like the old golf cars. I almost feel like Blake should be in a Ford GT with that livery.
Yeah.
Very good though.
It looks like nobody that was involved has managed to get back out on track. Andy Uden has managed to get back into the server and is going to try and get back out on track. It'll be a few laps down, so we've got 6 cars all out in that first lap. Oh, we've got a couple coming out. It's Preston Jenkins, Steve Darren, Thomas McCall rejoining.
Yeah, unfortunately when the iRacing safety car comes out, it does increase the tow length, so I think they were just having to wait there a little bit longer for them to be released, but I think showing as... Oh yeah, I think there's still going to be a lap down even when that all corrects. They're showing as still being on the first lap, but it should correct to them being on the second lap now, but unfortunately leaders are starting their third lap.
So we've had a request from Sean out there, and a few of the drivers just wondering whether they'll get a wave around now that they've come out clear of the pits. So I'm not too sure if Corey's able to assist with managing of that one, where people might be currently and how that plays out.
I don't think it'll work. They're in front of the pack at the moment and the lights are off in the safety car, so I'd say that's coming in this lap. I can't talk to them, I can hear them.
Just while we are still under safety car, got opportunity to talk about a couple of things in connection to our title sponsor MRP. So obviously V8's in Taupo coming up, and MRP are going to be there with an activation with a motion sim and a couple of fixed sims as well. The fixed sims will be free to jump on and have a go. The motion sim, I think there's a $10 charge for that. Would have to look at the information that Wayne sent through to confirm that, but there is a charge on that one and a competition around fastest lap as well.
Very good.
Just going back to find the information now. So, $15 for 10 minutes on the motion sim, and then, so it's not even based on fast, so that I assume they're going to have a fastest lap board up, but once you've paid that fee and jumped on the motion sim, you automatically go in the draw to win a track racer chassis.
Whoa.
So anybody out there that doesn't have a simulator that's watching this, that might be heading along to the Taupo V8s in a couple of weeks, and you're interested in trying sim racing, find the MRP activation down there. They'll be probably behind the pits somewhere. That's where all the activations were last year, and jump in, have a go, see if you like it, and you might just win yourself a chassis to get you started as well. How cool would that be?
That would be a awesome thing to pick up, and certainly would be a benefit to anyone planning on doing any amount of sim racing, whether that be via the PC, through the PlayStation, or Xbox. So yeah, it would be a fantastic thing to have for any person at home wanting to persevere and push themselves a little bit more on the sim racing side of things.
Absolutely, and then the other thing to cover off is something that we teased on Tuesday night. In the official schedule that we're following for this series, week 11 is scheduled as Nürburgring combined. But with these shorter heat races, that track doesn't really lend itself to exciting racing in that style. So we've made the decision to drop that, and we're actually going to be running a special event on behalf of MRP for that one, and that is going to be GTEs at Road America. So watch the space for all the details on that. Sounds like someone's very excited about that.
Oh, Road America is a great track. Spa's not
It
a great
is.
track.
Spa is a great track, but so is Road America.
Yeah, no, it's a great track, and these cars are good fun around Road America. It's a good insert into the series, boys.
Absolutely.
There you go. And pace cars peeled off, and we're waiting, ready to go. Stefan McCartan waiting a little bit before getting underway, which is nice. Allows the rest of the cars to get through that final corner nicely. It's a bit of a gentlemanly start there, I believe. And he's got Sean McNamara, who's going to make a bit of an effort to do some GT3 racing, GTE racing this series. And he's currently qualified third for tonight's race and sits in second. Just back there, 7th place, chasing down Jonathan Turner, as Blake Grenhall looks like he's sitting nicely in the draft. Those Porsches roaring along with that 5 kg extra weight on board, and he's been able to round him up quite nicely there, Blake. Moving into 6th spot now, 4 up
Oh,
from where he was. Oh, just
James
coming into a
McKenzie.
little bit of an unlucky one there, just bumping into James McKenzie. Also opting to run the Ford GT, not everyone's favourite, and hopefully that's not a sign of how things are going to go for the season for him. Blake doesn't appear to have picked up any damage. I wonder if we have a look on board and see if he grabbed anything on that wheel.
Can't see the wheel from that one. Let's go for this one then. A lot of left hand
Easy
down there,
going,
funnily
wasn't
enough. Ooh, might be a little bit
Looks
of left
like
hand
a
down.
little bit. Yeah, so just contacting that right wheel on the front. So it's going to make it really hard work through those corners where he's trying to turn to the left, and there'll be a wee bit of rear instability through the corners where he's turning to the right. So watch that one. Hopefully he's not too unstuck with that one. Sean and Leith having a great battle a bit further ahead, and Louis Robinson also in on that one, battling for 2nd, 3rd and 4th.
I don't care how hard they're battling, they weren't going side by side through Blanchimont like Phil Carpenter and Bill Kilcow just were.
Oh, it's good to see Bill back out there playing with the boys, having some fun, enjoying retirement. Sitting there in 9th spot, currently up 5. So if he stays where he is, he'll be starting off 2nd place for the 2nd race of the evening. Reverse top 10 grid coming into play once again for the Heat Series. The Heat Racing, sorry, within the series.
Oh, there's a fair bit of heat though, isn't there?
Oh, so this is what happened to James McKenzie. Getting wide there in the chicane and just losing it, and then we saw Blake come along, nowhere to go, and made contact. There was also an issue somewhere for Dan Turner.
Whoa!
Oh!
So
Didn't
I'd say
quite
that's
hitch.
Andy Odin just sitting there in the draft, just missing the braking marker a touch there. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, you're right, it was too. Just getting in deep, locking the brakes.
It's a bad run there for Andy. He qualified P2 for tonight. Had some dramas there at the beginning of the race. It's some computer issues. He's come back round, joined onto the rear of the grid.
Oh, Wayne Hartner with the rear locking, and how lucky was that? And then Steve Darren in the background as well. I did have data on that. So the BMWs,
Sympathy
very,
spin.
Yeah.
very, very tail happy on the way into the corners. Very loose, very pointy cars, but maybe a little bit too pointy in the turn-in phase there for the BMWs.
Yeah,
Max
actually,
Verstappen could drive it.
Absolutely.
and I can confirm from what I had at the when we were doing some testing in the GTE here around Spa, BMW was very inclined to let the tail slide through on quite a few of their setups.
Sean just ran a little bit wide out of the source there, and unfortunately lost that momentum and allowed Leith to get the pass, but he's second in the draft through Eau Rouge, and he could get him back up to the end of the straight here. Oh, Leith breaking the toe.
How many weaves becomes blocking. Leith pulling out of that one sooner rather than later.
Leith has been around long enough to know Sean McNamara's a reputation, and you don't want to be a victim, do you?
No, it's just unfortunate for some people where they haven't quite grasped the fact of what Makatap Namara can get up to in his spare time.
That's my name. That name again is Mr. Plow.
I should correct
Words right out
myself.
of my
Yes, Mr. Plow. Yes, if Leaf was going to carry on doing adventurous things towards the breaking point, he might have found himself under a rewritten into the memory books.
And we know that any incident involving Sean is not forgotten quickly. Laguna Seca, anyway?
It was how many years ago, Shane?
I think it must have been about 5 years ago. It was pretty early on in the Supercars NZ history, wasn't it? It must have been in 2020. Or
Certainly
maybe
was.
2021, 4 or 5 years ago.
Correct, and I think as far as safety reasons go, when you find yourself with a fabled enemy like Sean McNamara, and you warrant your life every time you go out racing, better to have him with you on your team than racing against him. So that's what Steve Darren has done. He's allowed Sean McNamara to come on board and represent the Jigsaw Project's limited vehicle there, the livery on that one, and big thanks to Steve for sponsoring this week's racing.
Absolutely agree. And how cool is it to have gravel on the exit of turn 1 now? Like, before you could make a mistake, run out wide, carry the momentum and get away with it. Where now they run a little bit wide, they kick up that gravel like Sean did and like Kristen did on this lap, although he was able to still find the momentum to get around his teammate Tom McCall there.
Yeah, and I just see it looks like Aaron Goodrick doing a mighty fine job of scattering some shingle onto the racing line there, and he'd also gone and left some of his lovely paint job on the wall, maybe across that departure across the sand. You might be able to. There might be something there for Aaron Goodrick going off track, worthwhile having a wee looky.
We do have data on Aaron going off track.
They already had a wee smudge on the front.
Oh.
He's actually done pretty well to keep that car moving along after getting onto the sand trap there, but as you can see, an amount of yellowish brown pebbles getting flicked out from the under tray of that car now, all over the racing line. As you were just saying there, Shane, something that will certainly come into play. Oh, big moment.
Oh, well, Dan, was it? Oh, it was Phil, sorry, wasn't it? Phil Carpenter in the Lego car. Well, he's redressing that. To be honest, I think he still had the overlap there. I think Blake actually turned down him in there. That's my call on it. Had gone in deep. Blake tried to get the switch back, and I think thought he was going to have the apex there and turned in, but Phil was still there.
Blake is crabbing hard as well. That's his car is not a happy.
Yeah, that's heavy damage. That is going to be... I've had cars in a similar state to that I've tried to drag back to the pits, and it is not an easy task.
Wonder what his wheel work looks like now from inside that car.
Should we ask him?
I mean, it's not 90 degrees, so there's that.
And the man completing the hardest lap of the race now, B. Larkay. And that's not Be Lucky, that's B. Larkay.
Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate, wasn't it, fellas?
It was. What was your impression there, mate? Just some hard racing coming into the bit of an overcook from the other driver, and just through the switch over. Looks like you might have just tripped over the front.
Yeah, I have to have a look back at the replay, but he did look to redress, which is nice, but I got a meatball, unfortunately, so I just said, just box on, mate, but I appreciate that.
Yeah. It's I mean, you're doing a good job at the moment to bring that car back down the hill. I mean, we've all heard of Mr. Zoidberg, and now would probably be a good moment when you're going down the straight to add a wee bit of, here we go, we'll see that. Whoop, 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 whoop. So bringing it in, you're going to repair it and finish up the lap.
How many
Might
laps
be,
you got to go? Do you guys know?
well,
Well,
we're
Stefan's
over the...
Stefan's on the final lap now.
Okay. I reckon
I'd
we'll be
just
able to
slow up,
time.
let him go past you.
Actually, that's a good idea, isn't it?
Crawl into pit lane very slowly.
Oh, shit. Oh. So how's the call going, fellas?
We've been having fun, mate.
Yep.
Yeah. Other than that moment before, how have you been enjoying the start of the GTE season in your Porsche with its extra 5 kilograms of lead weight sitting under your seat?
No, it's been good. Up until that little tangle, we were on for a top, might have been a top 7, top 8 finish, something like that. So, yeah,
would
we'll
have
get
been
it. We'll turn it around for the next one.
Just watching you, mate, Aaron Goodrick putting up with going back over the shingle that he put across the track just before.
But it's good to see Macca in there having a good battle for second.
He's only racing in the GTE Series because he was sick of losing to me in the truck racing in the warm-up. He's throwing the trucks out, so yeah.
Good. Well, I can confirm Stefan McCartane coming up through the final corner complexings now, just about to come into the final braking zone of the chicane for the finish line. So we'll drop you back down, buddy, and we'll look forward to seeing you in the next one.
Sounds good. Thank you, boys.
So Stephen McCartan comes across the line and takes a dominant victory. He's got 18 seconds back to Sean McNamara at the moment. Sean fighting with Lee Swinney. He goes a bit deep into the final chicane, but looks like he's going to be able to hold him off and takes P2. Lee Swinney.
That's a mighty fine finish there for Macca, and him and Leith were having some awesome battles there as well. So it's great to see. Not too sure what's just happened to Louis there. If he's just run out of gas.
He did make it to the line.
Always good to hit a push.
Jonathan, Louis comes home in 4th. Jonathan Turner 5th. Aaron Goodrick 6th. Kristen Jenkins 7th.
Yeah.
Will Kilgour 8th. Dan Nolan 9th. Wayne Hartnell rounds out the top 10. Phil Carpenter looks like he's just barely made it as well. P11.
Wow.
Steve Darren coming home P12. James McKenzie P13. Tom McCall, I think, came in a lap down, and actually he might have run out of fuel before he made it to the line.
How interesting. So a few drivers not able to quite get through there to the limit, and a few of those cars that had come in on that first lap or towed in with damage, they would have had a wee splash. So probably got through there not too bad, and Blakey unfortunately must have already been across the line before Stefan McCartane had got to him.
But he made it to the finish anyway, and
Yeah.
I think that tells you what he thinks about that race.
Yep. Roll on for the next one. Literally, hopefully he doesn't roll on the next one.
I'm pretty happy when someone does a lid skid. It doesn't matter what they're racing. If they're on their lid, I'm pretty happy about it.
It's an effort to do it as well. We don't often get to see that kind of privilege, so that was pretty neat. So just having a quick look back at the results there, Shane. So we've got a 5-minute warm-up period for the drivers, and starting off the grid for the feature race tonight, the 33 lapper will be Wayne Hartnell on pole, with Dan Nolan sitting there in second place. Bill Kilger is going to be in third alongside Rydoff Jenkins in fourth. Aaron Goodrick will sit there in the fifth spot alongside Jonathan Turner. And then we've got the fast boys of the evening, Louis Robertson, Lee Swinney sitting there on the second to last grid of the 10. 7th and 8th, Sean McNamara will line up alongside Stephen McCartane, respectively, in 9th and 10th. Now, I would say it'll be probably a quite exciting camera to watch, maybe on Phil Carpenter, because he was not moving along too badly there, and he's going to be in 11th spot, watching those guys on the reverse top 10 get the jump away. So that'll be quite interesting. And also coming in from the back, a couple of other fast guys that were a bit further up the field at the beginning, including Andy Uden, who will be starting from P17. So watch out for him in that second race coming up shortly. But well done to Mr. Plough. He come upstairs quickly. He's still got his helmet on, looking a bit stiggish. And how did you find the opening round of the Autumn Series in the GTEs, Sean?
Obviously, this is going to be my first season doing the GTEs. The car, and obviously, it takes about a good 5 laps for the tyres. You feel confident in the tyres to throw. Well, this is for me being an average guy. Throw it into a corner. So I think the safety car helped out too on that one with Aaron going to pits when he didn't need to, and I think someone else followed him in thinking he was the man. That's cool. But all the racers want to know, have you guys got a prize up for tonight?
We do.
Oh, what is it? So I can tell them. Or you could tell them. I don't know.
20 iRacing credit.
20 American USD dollars. Wow. All right.
Yeah, but they've got to be in the Discord at the end. Dawn.
Okay, I'll tell them that.
Yeah, they've got to be in the R18 channel, and we'll spin a wheel, and if they're in there, we'll drag them up and tell them they've won a prize.
So, is Edmund allowed to be in that draw? Just asking for a friend.
No.
Yeah, Steve
I
can't.
was talking to Shane, not you. I'll ask that question again.
No.
Okay. All right.
No.
All right. We'll talk about that, but outside of Streamland, and
No.
we'll come back. But I'll tell the boys what they're up for tonight.
We'll take bribes.
No bribes. We're a straight, legit business or hobby or whatever you want to call what we do. So I think Edmund should be allowed in if it's a legit draw. Anyway, love your chat. I'll watch the stream later. I'm going to go and tell everyone they could be up for $20 US. Sweet.
Yeah, if
Sweet, boys.
you could let them know over the voice comms of the race, please, because there are obviously a couple of boys not in there at the moment, and they may wish to join us before the end of the race when that wheel gets done.
I think they like hearing your voice, Doug. Maybe you should do that.
Doug's not here right now.
I'm sure.
No speak English.
All right. But yeah, good chat, boys. Enjoy the second half, and we'll have a bit of a chat afterwards.
Very good. 30 seconds to go, mate. Get ready to grid.
Good timing for the warm-up, I will say. I've managed to get some washing in the dryers, the washing in the machines. The dishwasher's going, and I've turned the heat pump on to warm the house up because it's bloody freezing in the South Island.
Yeah, can confirm. Not very warm here in the Chit of Chit tonight.
The best island, eh, Doug?
Yeah.
If you say so.
No, you're outnumbered.
At least I don't have to have the heat pump on yet.
No, well, I'd rather not have it on, but yeah. Well, actually, the dog's got most of the heat pump.
Pretty standard. Alright, so we are getting ready to go racing again. Getting ready for race 2, lining up behind the pace truck.
And as we saw with that 22 minutes that went by, well, it was a little bit longer than 22 minutes there in the end. And even with that safety car up to play, a few cars not being able to get through towards the end. So my pick is we're going to see a few cars pitting around maybe lap 6, maybe 5 or 6, and see how they get on moving forward from there. Looking over a couple of comments quickly there, you can see a couple of our friends in there. Racecrafts NZ, not here running tonight. Away, unlucky. Matt Gerard, realising that he's not part of it tonight. Didn't even know that the new season sign-up was out. How do you mean you didn't know? iRacing announces a new season. Supercars NZ announces a new season. The two go hand in hand. Stefan does turn up to win all the races. You should be here to challenge that. These things just sort of flow together. Like a nice cooked hot dog inside a soft, tender bun.
With chalk and cheese.
Anyway,
Or like Jaeger and Red Bull.
Keeler and Red Bull.
I knew there was
Actually,
something.
no
odd about
Red
you.
Bull. No Red Bull. I haven't had Red Bull for months, what it feels like. I need to get excited. Here we go. We're about to go racing. Race 2. 33 minutes. They're going to have to stop for fuel. And a great start. Wayne Hartnell.
yeah, Wayne Hartnell got an absolute flyer there. Off pole and took full advantage.
Let's see if they can get through on Rouge this time.
Sean McNamara up already 2 spots in this lap there to get to 7th spot. Blake Greenhall's just made a move on Phil Carpenter.
Oh, no.
Oh!
And that was another big one by Steve Darren.
Oh, he's
And he nearly took out right off Jenkins again.
He's not enjoying lap 1 at Eau Rouge tonight, is he?
No.
Oh, he's got the big toe on the rear end there.
He has.
Take that out of context.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Stefan McCartane, he's gone up 3 spots. He's taken back the spots from Sean McNamara, what he started in. So Stefan already up into P7. Oh, what has happened there?
Sean had a very strange moment. It was turning through the corner and then he just turned right. Maybe just a big tank slapper?
I haven't even got any data on that one. I'll try and see if there's something there on
Oh, Tom McCall off into the gravel there.
So I'm guessing what Sean said earlier, and these cars taking a hard minute to get their tyres up warm. Sorry for the brief pause there. I did just watch back the replay of Sean, and yeah, it was just as he dipped into that corner, he got a little bit lit up, and the right rear came around. He's lifted and counter steered, and then it's kicked itself back across the right hand side of the track.
Yes,
Moment there at the bottom of the track before coming across for Phil Carpenter and Jonathan Turner by the look of that as well in the background. Those lads.
Yeah, looks like Phil's come to the pits off the back of that as well. So this is what happened to Steve Darren at Eau Rouge. This time, just breaking loose up the top there and firing him hard into the fence. So,
I wonder
oh,
if you could do that on board with Blake there, mate. I'm just wondering if there was a wee bit of touch or whether it was just a bit of aero lift from the proximity. It just certainly looked close.
where's Blake's name? There he is. Oh, there was, but I think he'd already lost it.
Yeah. So, but as you would say there, mate, it's irrespective of what's happening with the car in front, any contact from the car behind is deemed to be the car from behind's fault. So it'll be an interesting breakdown on that one, how that plays out.
Well, I don't think it's irrespective of what's happened to the front, to the car in front. You know, if they're slowing down in a place where you're not expecting it, then you can excuse it. And I think that was probably the case there. Steve had already broken sideways. There wasn't a lot Blake could do about that one.
Yeah, that's fair too, mate. So what do we got happening here? JT sitting there, 9th spot down, 3 from where he started this evening's second race. He's got Leith 20 ahead of him. Deep here by Phil Carpenter. Is he going to be able to bring it up? Well, he'd actually done all right. That's a shame. And he's just jumped onto the gas a little bit too soon. Is it actually probably pinched a wee bit there on Leith as well. Might not quite have been enough room to negotiate that one, but that's why he resulted in going through pit lane. Jonathan Turner just losing a spot to Rodolph Jenkins on that one, and just ahead of Rodolph we have Thomas McCall, but up towards the front, Louis Robertson sitting there in P1, currently, no, back to P2. He had just got himself up alongside Wayne Hartnell, but there's a big purple demon in the mirror, is taking the big switch to the inside, and beautifully works himself there into second spot there. Stephen McCartane up 8 spots currently on his run here, coming up to 2.5 laps into the race.
Yeah, 2.5 laps into the race, and he's already come through from P10 to sit P2 now, and looking to challenge Wayne Hartnell for the race lead.
Indeed. Having a nice wee battle just in behind that group. We've got Dan Nolan and Aaron Goodrick both in the Corvettes having a bit of fun time.
Yeah, good to see the GMs represented near the front tonight.
Aaron notained on where he started the race, currently sitting there P5, but that was a very ballsy move, and actually making a good job of getting that done. Can he stick with the brakes to complete the lap? He got nice turn-ins and point and goes there. Stefan McCartane hunting Wayne Hartnell. Wayne covering a little bit of an inside run. See how he goes coming in through the corner. Shallow in, long out. And Stefan McCartane has been able to go wide and low and cover off the turn in here. Looks like he'll have the command to turn in across there to come up.
I thought they were going to go side by side through a Rouge there, but I think Wayne, recognising that that probably wasn't a risk worth taking in a battle where Stefan was probably going to come out on top eventually anyway, but unfortunately it's given Louis the chance to get a run up the back straight there, and
no.
Don't know that there was a touch there. But Louis and his teammate Dan Nolan have come together in the aftermath of it. I think Louis initially just dropped it by himself. I could be wrong, but it didn't look like there was any contact there on that initial moment. Just pushing a bit too
Yeah.
hard on the dirty line there and losing the rear.
Yeah, from what I saw, I would happily say that was the case as well. Just lost the rear end under brakes on the turn-in, and unfortunately, really unfortunately, there Dan Nolan coming unstuck a innocent party member. Louis had actually done a pretty good job of holding the brakes there in the middle, and a couple of cars were ready to go around. And looked like Dan was going to opt to go round to the left, and just at that moment, Louis' car was just starting to roll back a wee bit again. That caused the collision there between the teammates. Both of them still sitting in position 10 and 11 at the moment. Hopefully they might be able to recover with the race strategy and move forward a bit more. We're watching Rodolph Jenkins here, though, at the moment, P9.
Yeah, sitting there in P9. Good point from Scott Pickering on the comments there. Steve would have felt that if he's got the motion going. Yeah, that's he would have felt that if he had the motion going. I assume he's got the motion going, but not sure whether he's running it tonight or not. But if he is, then yeah, that would have been a very strong feeling through the motion sim when he hit the ball hard at the top of Eau Rouge there.
Now, I'm grateful that you actually mentioned the word motion sim, because a few people at home might have been wondering what kind of motion he was feeling there, and wondered if that was what caused his incident, was an impromptu toilet stop for emotion.
I mean, you never know.
He might have felt that motion too.
He might have. Bill Kilgour doing very well, sitting in P4 at the moment.
Is it just me, or is this race is going extremely slow?
Well, I wouldn't say too badly. 5 laps in, 10 minutes down, 20. What's that? 23 to go, or 22 to go.
Well, that's very, very true.
That's the same price as the first race. So you could come back in 10 seconds and pretend like it's the first race all over again.
Oh, I'll talk some crap for a couple of minutes, and then we'll see where it's at. But I'm looking forward to next week, Sebring for the V8s on Tuesday, and Daytona for the second round of the GTE next Thursday. So that's 2 races in the United States of America, which means we don't have to travel too far, which is pretty good. Less time in a plane.
Indeed. And yeah, look, Sebring for the V8, so that's going to be quite an interesting one for the boys running around that track in the Gen 3 supercar.
Yeah, Div 2 will be broadcast.
Yep.
Actually, it gets even better as well. You talk about both tracks being in America. They're even in the same state. They're both in Florida.
Oh, yeah, good stat.
There you go. Here we go, folks. We're deeply concerned about Mother Earth and the cost of shipping these virtual cars from one side of the planet to the other. So while we're there, we're doing a bit of cost cutting and saving, keeping them close by.
But we're in Florida, so you know there's a lot of stuff that goes on in Florida, but don't worry about the environment.
No, I'm pre-polishing my gold chain for when I get there.
You probably get robbed, I reckon. Taken advantage of somewhat.
I mean, hey, it's like, you know, when in Rome.
Just let it happen.
Yeah.
No, stop.
Oh no!
Keep going.
Don't rob me.
Oh, wow. So that took
No.
a lap. That shit yarn took a lap.
There you
Well, we've got $20 iRacing credit to give away to one lucky driver that finishes the race and makes their way into the Supercars NZ Discord in the R18 race channel where the rest of the boys are tonight. So that's $20 iRacing credits. So that's probably about $40 New Zealand or something silly like that, isn't it?
Yeah,
something
pretty
like
much works out to a roundabouts of that.
And that's all thanks to this week's weekly sponsor, Steve Darren, he's parked it up for the night, had enough, and gone to sit on the couch with the kitty cat. But yeah, thank you very much, Steve, for all the support you do for this series. It's next level. You're an absolute legend, mate. And yeah, thank you very much, Jigsaw Projects.
Tom McCall dive into the pits there. I thought he was having a moment, but just coming in to get his fuel stop out of the way.
Very good.
Leith Swinney also taking to the lane end of lap 7. I think these guys might be the first to take a scheduled stop. We had a couple of early stops from some guys putting on lap 1. We had a lap 3 from Sean McNamara. And a lap 4 from Dan Nolan. That was as a result of that contact up at Lake Holm there with Louis Robinson.
Okay. Yeah, we can see Stephen McCartane still out there at the front having a good race. I was just looking back at lap times of his previous lap was a 2:12.7, and I was thinking to myself, geez, that's fast. But actually looked at his lap history, and he did his fastest one there on lap 6, which was wrong race, was on lap 5. The race before was a 2:12.6, but not his fastest lap of the night. As in heat 1, he had done a 2:11.8. So
Wow.
still got some room to boogie in that car. And I saw a comment earlier there, Racecraft, saying that he'd love to get his hands on Stefan's setup data. He's a rocket. He certainly is. He certainly knows how to generate enough pace in any car to be worthwhile of making people jealous very easily. Speaking to Stefan in the past and asking how he does it, he just dedicates himself to putting in the time to run some practice laps and working on a setup suited to his driving style. Something that he's obviously refined a lot over the few years that he's been on the iRacing system. I suppose once you find something close to what you're good at, it's not too hard to make some fine adjustments in most vehicles to get it to go back to what you're feeling. So it'd probably be worthwhile at some point, Shane, maybe in another lap or two, is jump on board with him and see how he actually pilots this thing round a lap, because I think that might be quite exciting to see how he picks and chooses where he puts that car.
Yeah, that's a fair point. He's certainly very rapid. As he actually dips a wheel into the gravel there, he's probably doing that because it's the fastest way to carry a bit of momentum around the corner. It's probably a calculated little move there that he's figured out he can just get away with dropping that wheel, so he carries a slightly higher minimum apex speed, and that's his line.
It's looking pretty good. And at the moment, Aaron Goodrick sitting there in second spot, up 3 from where he started this race. Not too far away from him. I mean, a whoopsie would certainly bring him back into play. 8 seconds, the gap there. I believe he finished the first race with about a 17-second deficit ahead of what was P2. If I remember correctly on that one, as you cut to the perfect moment to see him zoom into pit straight and not get caught speeding. And even there, just taking that that shortened line, keeping it so close to the wall there, finding his spot over the bumps, parked up nicely, made sure he grabbed the brake early, because those that pit lane is actually not flat, and if you hit the brake at the wrong moment, you will overshoot where you are. And that's all he needed, folks. 10 seconds of stoppage there in his pit lane will be enough to see him carry on going through to the end of this race. So we'll touch base with him on his next flying lap once he's got back into the rhythm of things. That's Bill Kilger sitting there. Fifth spot currently, 12 seconds for Bill on his stop. Away nicely. Going to come out with Thomas McCole alongside him. Tom McCole has shown a stop, I believe, the lap previous, so that's a very live battle for position right there. And Jonathan Turner behind Bill has also made a stop.
Yeah, Bill's been quiet tonight, hasn't he? Just chipping away as he does.
Yeah, he's sitting inside the top 10 at the moment, and he picked up a top 10 result in the first race as well. So he started the second race from third on the reverse top 10. So that was a 7th that he picked up in the first race, and he's sitting 6th in this one currently, and looking to put the pressure on Tom McCall at the moment as well.
Yeah, Tom just making a wee bit of a braking error coming down into that sweeping right-hander. Looks like just a wee bit of that extra weight in that front of that car, maybe dragging him a bit further forward. Allowed Bill to close in. That gap margin, though, all around has narrowed further. Jonathan Turner behind Bill has closed in exceptionally close on him. Now, see how that looks as they come around these couple of right-handers onto what's the next longest flat-out section of racetrack, compared to I suppose the Camel Straight. This is probably even longer, isn't it, as far as being put flat to the floor?
Well, maybe not, because when you get to the Camel Straight, you've had your foot flat to the floor from the exit of La Source Hairpin, assuming you nail Eau Rouge, that is.
Yeah. Bring up the old dashboard, we might be able to see if there's any sign of lift from these boys as they go in through that section there. Bill just getting a wee bit roughed up on the turn 1 apex there. But alongside Thomas McCole once again. And Bill probably not the best one to watch for the data there on whether he's going through there flat, because he certainly looked like he had to lift there to keep in control of his wagon. Right off Jenkins now in play for looking at hunting out a position just here at the back of this group. So not too bad for him. He's been able to rejoin in some battles, but it's certainly spicy here between Tom McCole, Bill Kilger and Jonathan Turner still. Closest battle of any at the moment on track are these four here.
Yeah, it's great to see a nice four-way battle going on inside the top 10. Good to give us plenty of action up there towards the front of the field. Big shout out to this guy as well, Dan Turner. He's up 12 spots from his starting position to sit in P4 currently. So he started P16 after not having the best race in Heat 1, but he's certainly had a good one so far in race 2, and yeah, up those 12 spots now. So very, very impressive drive so far.
Yeah, agreed as well. It's a mighty fine job there of Dan, and he's been certainly pacing around the track quite nicely. Second fastest one out there, I believe, as far as best laps are concerned. Aaron Goodrick going fastest lap on the previous lap gone by.
Yeah, so Aaron showing some good pace out there at the moment. Did do his personal best of the race so far on that previous lap.
Well, the cars will be way bit heavier again now that they've been topped up with some gas as well. So maybe we'll see some quicker laps coming in towards the end. But I suppose that also comes down to what the tyre life is like, Shane.
Yeah, that's right. Although these cars being designed for endurance and the tyres that they use also being designed for endurance, I believe they do tend to hold on quite well, and you can normally get a full tank of fuel out of them pretty comfortably, which would normally last you about an hour. So we're obviously not doing anything like that tonight, so they should be pretty good on tyres, and the cars these cars do normally get quicker as the fuel load comes down, just due to those tyres being able to hold on. Interesting with Aaron's fastest lap time there as well, that 1:14.15. While it's still about a second and a half off Stefan's fastest lap, it was actually 14ths faster than Stefan on that same lap.
Yeah, I wonder if Stefan's just aiming to try to race to a number to be able to get through to the end on fuel.
You could be right there. He certainly had a very short stop, so maybe he did short fuel a little bit, and he's just trying to make sure that he's got enough to get to the end.
And you've done a very seamless transition to our man there in spot number 1 as he starts this next lap. Previous lap was a 13.3, and that was the quickest of anyone currently that's gone through. But it's amazing just to see the wheel inputs. The precision of those is very minimalistic, carrying as much speed as he can without working the car too much. It allows the car to move to where it needs to be quite naturally, with shortcutting bits and pieces of the corner, finding the tightest part of the turn in on that steering wheel input there, coming through that right-hander, turning it into its maximum point right at the apex before allowing it to turn back the opposite direction.
What I'm seeing as well is quite a few small little corrections in the wheel, particularly as he turns into the corner. So that would suggest quite a pointy car, which tends to be in the sim how you go fast, is to have a pointy car and then figure out how to drive it. So a bit like what's all the talk with the Red Bull F1 car at the moment, where Max Verstappen likes a pointy car, and obviously we know he does a lot of sim racing, so potentially that could be a factor in that. But in sim racing, because you don't have that seat of the pants feel, quite often if you can get the car to do most of the turning and you just hold it, so essentially you're using the steering wheel to control the slide rather than turn it at the corner so much. Obviously you still have to use the wheel to initiate that turn, but then you're just making those corrections as the rear starts to come around and the car does the majority of the turning by itself, and you're just trying to limit that as much as you can. If you can do that, which is not easy, but if you can do it, that is how you tend to go fast in the sim, and it looks like that's what Stefan's got mastered there. So to Chris saying that he wants Stefan's setup, I mean, it's one thing having the setup, it's another thing actually being able to drive it.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, we might have to rename Chris to another person with a 4-letter name who's very much struggling with having a setup similar to Max Verstappen at the moment in the Red Bull Racing team
Is
over
it?
there.
It's
In
not
the
Yuki.
no, no, that's in a couple of weekends' time, isn't it?
Oh,
I
wow. Is
hope
it going to
not.
happen? Like,
The,
is it,
the,
like,
the
Red
next
Bull haven't
person to
announced
climb into the
anything,
car.
but the way Liam Lawson's been treated by the F1 fans is
Oh,
absolutely terrible. Oh, unlucky Dan Turner spinning out. Get back
Get
straight
round.
again, lad. Get going. But it doesn't make any sense to throw a driver out after only 2 rounds at tracks he's never been to. At least give him Suzuka, he knows the track, and I'm sure he'd put in a bit of showing. But if he got dropped back to Racing Bulls, I guarantee he's going to be in front of Yuki.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, without making too much of a statement about the Formula One, the chat would say that Yuki will probably come unstuck as well in said car, and I think Liam summed it up the best with one of his comments pretty early on when there was said rumours that he would be a better driver for the RB team, and that was that Liam and Yuki have a long history of racing through the junior categories and other ones in that, as well as being teammates, and he has been able to beat him before in the past and race faster and better than him more consistently. So maybe that's Liam's wee head nod to himself that he supports his driving talents. That if the other team were to take him on and put him into the RB seat, he will certainly struggle to do any better than what he himself has had inside that car. It was quite upsetting hearing Liam's chat over the race radio of how much that car was causing detriment to him during that race. So I certainly wish him all the best moving forward over the next few races with whichever car that he may be in, and certainly if he finds himself with a car that's more suited to his driving style, that he can put caution to the wind and get out there and show everyone why he is deserved of that RB seat over anyone else.
I'll tell you what, Chris Zalewski, Racecraft NZ, in with a great comment. Max McCartan. Sounds good. Sounds good.
Indeed. Yeah. Was that Stefan Verstappen?
That's got a lot of syllables in it.
So does Peter Vanderberg.
PVDB.
PVDB, where are you?
Not
Come
here.
racing.
Well, we're near the end of this one. They've managed to get 14 laps in so far, 31 minutes of the 33, a lot of time left. So we are near the end of round 1. And no surprises, Stephen McCartan, 18-second lead. Aaron Goodrick got an 11-second lead over Dan Turner sitting in third. Absolutely rate Dan Turner sitting in third, though. I love to see the Simability boys up there in the pointy end. Christian Jenkins in fifth as well.
Very.
And this will be the last time around for Stephen McCartan now. He's crossed the line about 30 seconds ago, and with just under a minute, 45 seconds now even to go on the race timer. Next time he gets to the line, that will be it. And he's got, like you say, Corey, that 18-second margin. So it's just going to be a cruise to the checkered flag from here for him.
Yeah, leisurely drive for Max McCartan. He does. He makes it look easy. And look, I've done some commentary over other leagues, and I'm there, he's winning. Doesn't matter what it is. I've seen him win VRA. I've seen him win a race in En's car on the Wednesdays. So he knows how to turn left as well. So he's
Yep.
an all-rounder. So I mean, if there was an all-rounder series out there, he'd be the first guy I'd put on my team. Have we got a car run out of gas? Right off Jenkins, is it? No, he hasn't run out of gas. So someone's just my eyes tricking me.
There we go. A quarter of the track to go there for our mate Stefan.
And I just want to point out, just with regards to which island is the better island, Stefan from just down the road from me in Eltham, which happens to be in the North Island.
The wrong island. There's nothing north of the Cook Strait, I heard.
I don't know where I am then.
La La Land, my friend. Here we go. Stefan McCartan gets it done. So that's a double-double for him tonight. First and first. So great job. Aaron Goodrick is going to bring it across the line. A mere 18 seconds behind, or 20 he got it out to in the end. And
Wow.
Aaron's got a good lead too over Dan Turner too. It's another 23 seconds back to Dan.
That's a superb drive by Aaron Goodrick, and good to see him at the end of the field where he should deservedly be. Being last season was not so good for Aaron, coming unstuck quite a number of times, caught up with other people's drama, but it's not over between these two Team West boys coming to the line. Wayne Hartnell taking third spot from Dan Turner.
It's
Brought
what
up
happened to
Jenkins
Balaki.
finishing there in fifth. Oh, I do not know what has happened to Balaki. Maybe he's just sitting there casually waving to the drivers as they go by.
I think he's got damage.
Oh, Louis Robinson. Big moment at the final chicane. Tom McCall is going to come home in
Oh.
8th.
Wow.
Balaki's front right.
Leith Swanee looks like he's going to come home in 10th after he negotiates that last chicane. Phil Carpenter in the Lego car coming home 11th. And Sean McNamara just coming into that final braking zone there, running in P12. He qualified well tonight, but, well, actually, sorry, he went well in the first race as well. Started the reverse grid top 10 from 9th, I think, after finishing second, and didn't have the best race in the second one, but Blake Greenhill still stranded there.
I think he's deemed to have finished. Maybe.
Oh, yeah, he does have a checkered flag next to his name, yeah.
Oh,
So
very good. Well done, Balaki.
he just decided that after he finished, he would like to park it there and watch everybody come home, so, okay.
So
I
looks
see
like we
Scott
have
Pickering has
15.
made a good comment there in the chat there. Sorry, Corey, to cut you off. Talking about following on from what you had said about doing a different car, different week race, and having Stephen McCartan as part of your team for that. Scott has commented saying that would be a pretty cool series to run with a different car each round. So
Yep,
you never
we've
know.
tried that.
That's been one that we've done on a play night. We've done that, but as far as a main series goes, yeah, we haven't explored that as an option. Could be one to consider in the future. We'll put it out to the drivers' vote and see what that may look like. It could make for some good viewing. Bring on the pro trucks.
Yes, we love trucks. Dan Turner, though, up 12 spots into P4. I'll give him, he's the driver of the night there, I reckon.
Yeah, no, that was that's certainly worth an acknowledgement there on that one. Well done, Dan. Up 12 from where you started, and obviously not the best of starts in the first race. So good to see you redeeming that, coming through in the second.
Look at all those people jumping in that Discord down there. We've got 15 drivers that finished, so we could have a wheel with 1 to 15 on it, I reckon.
And
I
the
think
reason that I've been quiet in the background is because I've been preparing that while you guys chat away.
How good is that?
So
Using
it
your
was almost
time
What I prepared
wisely.
earlier.
Yeah. It's almost like we knew that was happening and we were just talking, hey?
So, if they're in the Discord, I will drag them up and tell them they've won.
If they're
Oh,
not,
here we
then we
go.
go again.
Yep, they're not in the
Spinning
Discord, we
wheel.
go again. I like that.
Oh, here we go. Number 8. And looking at the result board there, Thomas McCole. And I
Here he
can
is.
see his name there. And Thomas McCole, are you receiving?
I'm here.
Well, it's fantastic that you're here because we've got some good news to share with you.
Righto.
Your teammate Wayne Hartnell.
Yep.
Do you reckon he
Wayne.
likes? Do you reckon he likes prizes?
Cut it
Oh,
out,
he
Doug.
he always does, yeah.
Oh, good. Oh, well, you can rub this one right in his face because tonight you are the lucky winner of 20 iRacing credits.
Ah, awesome. Cheers, guys.
That's thanks to Jigsaw Projects as our Race Week sponsor, so you can share all the love with them. That's from Steve, the team owner of Jigsaw Projects Limited.
Awesome. Cheers. Thank you. Thank you, Jigsaw.
Well done, mate.
Put that towards the Porsche we just got for this season. So
Yeah, well, here we go. Speaking of of said Porsche, how did you find tonight's racing and running in that car? Have you noted? Were you running it last season by any chance?
no, not me. No.
A couple others in the team, I think, had been.
I think Ride Off had been. Yep.
Yep. So how was your
Yeah.
night of racing? Then you've obviously done pretty well in that last race. Moved up 7 spots to finish there in P8.
Yeah, car was good. Just pitted 1 lap early and lost the fuel there for the end. So, but no, it's all right.
Oh,
Good battle there with Louis at the end for the last one.
very
No,
good.
good car, great car, good car.
Awesome. Oh, there you go, mate. So you'll be able to use that to go back into the kitty on that one. And would you like to take the chance to have any shout out to anyone?
Nah, just cheers for everyone who watches, and cheers to you guys.
And up Team West, mate. Up Team West. Love it.
Up the wires, eh?
Oh, and up the wires. Well, if you're going to throw that one in there, mate, I'll let you. You could go on for another half an hour about that, and I will listen.
Cool.
Nah,
Awesome.
cool. Cheers, guys.
Thanks for that, Tom. And yeah, we look forward to catching you in the next race.
Cool. Thank you. See you next time.
Well done, mate.
So, confirmed results up on the screen there, and we're giving away that $20 iRacing credits to Tom McCall. That just about does it for the night, and what a night it was. Plenty of action up at Eau Rouge on lap 1 of both races, and some exciting racing throughout, but absolutely dominant performance from Stephen McCartan, wasn't it?
Certainly was. And yeah, if anyone's wanting to get Max McCartane's setups, I'm sure you just need to hit him up on the Facebooks, ask him how he does it, maybe ask him whether he can share some inside secrets to what he works through in his spare time practicing for these races.
Absolutely, he does put plenty of effort in. He's up early before work to get laps in, and yeah, takes every opportunity he can get to put practice in. So it's not just turning up on Tuesday and Thursday nights and going fast. There's a lot more work that he puts in behind the scenes, and it's clearly paying off with absolutely dominant performances like that. But we've certainly enjoyed bringing you all the coverage. Big thanks to MRP for coming on board for another season as major sponsor of the GTE Series. And as mentioned, if you're heading to the Taupo V8s, make sure you check out their activation where they're going to have a motion sim that you can try out for $15 for 10 minutes and a couple of other fixed sims that you can have a go on free of charge. And that could be a good option if you're watching this, you've maybe been interested in getting involved in sim racing, but you're not too sure. Check that out. Have a go, see if you like it, and then you might pick up that track racer chassis that they're giving away. And even if you don't, Barry will be there and be able to give you plenty of advice as to what direction you might want to go, depending on what your budget is and what sort of gear you're looking at. So make sure you get along to that. And of course, our MRP special event coming up later on in the season, taking over our week 11 of the GTE schedule. Big thanks to
Awesome
Jigsaw
stuff.
Projects for supporting us with a weekly sponsorship again. We really appreciate all of Steve's efforts and support that he puts into the league. So big thanks, Steve, on that one. This is the Broadcasting Lounge. Thanks to Corey and Doug, and I'm going to take back that thanks to Corey because I'm assuming that was him that just pushed that button.
Man,
What?
I jumped out of my skin.
Thank you, Shane. Thank you, Shane.
Far out.
And thanks, Doug, and F you, Corey, and thank you, everybody. No, thank you, Corey, in all seriousness, even though you like to play those little jokes on us from time to time that we don't enjoy. No, we do. We don't, and then we
Doing
do, and
terrific.
then yeah, I think we just leave it with thanks to everybody at home for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
Giggity.